Hi, and thank you for tuning in to the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth. It is Monday, and we're starting a brand new week, and I want to begin this morning, or evening, or afternoon, whenever you're watching it, by reading something from 1 Kings chapter 3. This is starting with verse 5. It says, "At Gibeon, the Lord appeared to Solomon during the night in a dream. And God said, 'Ask for whatever you want me to give you.'" That would be pretty
awesome.
Crazy.
Yes.
So first of all, Solomon is who?
The king. So Solomon is King David's son.
Yep, so many of us are familiar with King David. He slew Goliath, went on and had some situations in war, was a great warrior, led Israel, and then his son Solomon became king in his stead. So God goes to him in a dream and says, "Solomon, ask for whatever you want and I'll give it to you." We're going to jump down to verse 7 and see what Solomon asks for. It says, "Now, O Lord my God, you have made your servant king in place of my father David, but I am only a little child and do not know how to carry out my duties." Now, at this time, he wasn't physically a child. He's being humble here and saying, "Hey, I'm young in knowledge. I don't know fully what I'm doing yet. Your servant is here among the people you have chosen, a great people, too numerous to count or number. So give your servant a discerning heart to govern your people and to distinguish between right and wrong. For who is able to govern this great people of yours?"
Wow.
Pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
So in this stance, I mean, it's accredited to Solomon that in an instance where God literally said, you can have anything you want, what would you have asked for? You know, think about that. Maybe you think of a current struggle you're going through. Maybe you think of riches. Maybe you think of whatever, right?
That's right.
But Solomon asked for wisdom. Let's see how the Lord responds. In verse 10, it says, "The Lord was pleased that Solomon had asked for this. So God said to him, 'Since you have asked for this, and not for long life or wealth for yourself, nor have asked for the death of your enemies, but for discernment in administering justice, I will do what you have asked. I will give you a wise and discerning heart, so that there will never have been anyone like you, nor will there ever be. Moreover, I will give you what you have not asked for.'" And he goes on to talk about the riches and prestige and power that he'll get. But God gave Solomon what he asked for, and he became the wisest man who has ever lived. And he went on to write many things in a book that came after.
Yeah, the book of Proverbs. And we thought it would be great to dive into the book of Proverbs. Encourage you. Now, obviously, this has so much wisdom here in these 31 chapters.
It's a book of wisdom. It's not a book that's narrative in the sense that it's walking us through a story, or there's not characters in that sense, but it's really just nuggets of truth and wisdom for our life, and much of it written by Solomon himself.
That's right. So we're going to give you guys bits and pieces of it each day, but we encourage you to read a chapter of Proverbs each day. And it starts off, the book of Proverbs chapter 1 starts off with the purpose and the theme of this book. And so I'll read that to you guys today. Proverbs chapter 1, verses 1 through 7. The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel. This is what it's for. For gaining wisdom and instruction, for understanding words of insight, for receiving instruction in prudent behavior, doing what is right, just, and fair. Prudent behavior, what does that mean?
Prudent is thinking forward. It's being wise with your resources, your time, your energy. It's a forward-thinking, a visionary person.
That's right.
But who also can put it into practice.
That's right. So thinking forward, prudence, being proactive, not reactive.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. For giving prudence to those who are simple. Knowledge and discretion to the young. Let the wise listen and add to their learning. And let the discerning get guidance. For understanding proverbs and parables, the sayings and riddles of the wise. Verse 7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. So right there, he gives clear instruction of the purpose and theme of this book.
It's for everybody.
That's right.
He talks about the wise, the foolish, the young, the old. It's really helping us learn to grow in wisdom and discipline. Something that doesn't happen overnight.
That's right.
It's something that we need to regularly work on. And that's what this whole book is about. And so we hope that it's a blessing to you. We're going to encourage you to read a chapter today. Today, if you have time, focus on Proverbs chapter 1. And ponder that beginning statement. See where you fit in there.
That's right.
Would you label yourself as young or old, wise or foolish? Where do you feel you are in that wisdom standard? Are you a wise person, or is this something that you struggle with? Either way, this is a book full of wisdom, and we think we're going to have a fun time together diving in.
And the best way to do it is to read it. Know what's inside. So, hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth.